Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Brogan, and today we are doing another simple single stream. I think the markets have been recovering, kinda. Yeah, I think we bounced a bit. Obviously, we'll get into it all. I think my intro is going to be, I come in with my hello, and then we give a little bit of a breakdown, and then I can see the links. But anyway, I think I had a bit of a bounce, as I was saying last stream. I ran downstairs to get some water, so I'm not on my A game. But I think we bounced. As you can see, the price is a bit better as it was than when we looked at it. It was pretty awful. So we'll see. I suppose what happened, and if it lined up with what I said. I think we did actually. I think we're actually where I said we should roughly be anyway. So that's good. Obviously, we'll look at charts in a second. Obviously, I need to do my intro and talk about everything. So hello to everybody on any platform. I think I'm only streaming on one platform today, so it's Binance and YouTube. I think I can mention that. I can't remember the rules. But hello to everybody everywhere. Also, I'm not reading Binance chat because there's too many spammers. I just don't care for it. There's too many people spamming crap in there. So if you do want to talk to me, there is a certain place you can go. That's all I'll say. There's links in the description. That's all I'll say. And obviously, staying on that point, we are, if you see in the top left-hand corner, partnered with Apex Protocol, which are actually a very cool decentralized exchange, which you can trade on, which are actually, you don't require any KYC, you just sign in with your wallet, and you can just start trading immediately, which is pretty cool. Obviously, we have links in the description, which are partnerships there, so you can go through them and go, work on there. If you're somewhere, I know this is a great issue in some places where KYC is such a pain that it can just completely negate that difficulty by just trading on this platform. So that's one advertisement. Secondly, we also have another link. I don't know if it's in the description. If not, I will get it for everyone. It is a really recent join as well, so I don't have everything complete set up to actually fully advertise it. But I believe it is a I don't know if I can say it on the stream. I don't know if I can. It spells it. It starts with Bing, and it ends with X. I don't think we have the link in the description on the platform. So, but if you go to our TG, which is also in the description, there's too many links now. We've got too many people we're working with. If you go to the link in the description to the Telegram, you can go to our official links area, which has all the links you need, which are our links, whether it be our channels or our partnerships. You can also go to trading area, all that jazz. I'll mention that later in the stream when we talk about if people want charts and me to do things external from streams. You can ask me in the trading area. That is all encased within the Telegram. So if you do want to go there, that is where we normally are on outside of streams. So I have advertised enough now, I think. More than enough anyway. So, markets are dead as in traffic. Market is so dead as in traffic. I mean, yeah, I think there is a complete direct correlation between, you can see how dead everything is. Obviously, we've just turned to 9 p.m, or in my case, 9 p.m, 3 minutes ago. So obviously these 1 hours are going to be a bit dead. But even in general, 24 hour, these are just dead numbers, like 11%. We probably continued to dip and then moved up, so that's probably why we were in a neutral position. But nonetheless, we're pretty neutral over the 24 hour. So nothing's really happened. We were kind of bouncing anyway, which we already talked about. If you were here last stream, we already talked about the fact we were bouncing. So yeah, there's no surprise there. Also, I moved the mic a bit further away. I noticed there was a bad sound. It was like making the mic trash. So hopefully it's fixed it. So if you're watching, comment if it's better. Make sure I don't want to have the audio trash, because that is the whole reason for doing stream, is you actually hear me and understand me. The last thing I'll do I need to get a prompt behind my monitor, which has all the things I need to say. Because the last thing I'm going to say before we move on to looking at the charts and the prices is, if you've got any coins you want me to cover, any charts, any new coins, old coins, doesn't matter. If it's on TradingView, DexScreener. DexScreener is nice because it lets me do simple charts, which is nice for a change. But if you do want to suggest any coins, then I will, plug that in at the end of the stream. But like I said already, if you're on Binance, I'm not going to be looking at the chat because it's too many people. Obviously, it depends actually. It does depend because it could be a bit dead today. But there's just, the bots just come in and just spam with some crap. So I don't really read it. It's too much hassle. So like I said already, come to the other place. You know what we're talking about. But yeah, if you're in this chat over here, then I will look at it. Yeah, you already know the drill. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. I've talked way too much in the intro. Let's move on. So Bitcoin 65,000. I think we're fighting at the line of what we talked about last stream. Obviously, if you were here, you'll know. And if you were here and you don't know, then obviously you forgot, which is fine. We're going to go through it again. There was 2 lines in particular which I had of interest. There was 64,750. I looked at the order block, order book, sorry, not the order block, just to kind of see, you know, where the main orders were going to go to next. And it was about 64,780, I think it was. And we're at 65 now, which was the next line up anyway. So roughly in that area was where I expected us to come through. And lo and behold, we're kind of there as well. Let me refresh one more time just to make sure I'm not wrong. Another thing I want to say actually as well, over the weekend, I'm going to be recording hopefully the majority of the tutorials. We're doing a little tutorial series on kind of all the indicators I use on my charts, because, you know, obviously I've given out some of the indicators. Obviously we might be doing that soon. Maybe even the industry might give some away if you know, if it warrants it. But, you know, people are asking, okay, we need a tutorial for this. I don't know how to use it, which is, you know, fine. I normally talk about it in the streams anyway, but I'm going to be making an actual series, proper edited, which goes through everything you kind of need to know when using the indicators, which I use when I give them away anyway, and kind of how to use it. So I'm going to be finishing that, hopefully, some of the first episodes in the weekend anyway, so that should be uploaded by the start of next week. So if you're someone who has the indicators and you have no idea what's going on, then Monday next week you'll get some answers. But I've yapped. I've way over yapped. So 3,521 for Ethereum. I think that's all right. I can't remember what we were anyway. You've got some suggestions on. Okay. Also, Mike is on the other platform, looking in the chat as well. So trying to, because I can't look at that chat. It's too much, and look at the stream because there's too. I mean, you know what? Let me bring it up because there might not be that many bots. But anyway, I've had Dupe, Sol, and Ada. Yeah, we are looking at Sol. That is one of our top 3 ones. We do Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then we move on to other coins. But I will do Dupe. We did do charts on Dupe last stream anyway as well. But I will do Ada as well after that. I'm going to check the chat on the certain place really quickly, just see if it's really bad. If it's really bad, then obviously, you know, I'm not going to look at it. But if it's not that bad, I might as well keep it open. It doesn't look that bad. All right, I'll leave it open. But if there's so many bots, I'm not going to look at it. All right. Anyway, so Solana 134. I can't remember. I think we kept on falling. Obviously, 2.22% down, 24 hours. So I think we kept on falling after we did the stream. Actually, I can't remember what I said. I don't think I said we were going to bounce. But again, I think in general I said for most things we're going to bounce anyway. So I don't really care. I'm going to move on. Let's go to Bitcoin. Now we've had, you know, long talks. Even last stream, we spent a lot of time actually on Bitcoin. Looking on the higher time frames as well. I probably might go over it again on the weekly, just for everyone who either wasn't here or forgotten or wants another update on it. Just explaining what I kind of looked at. I want to delete this things. There's Bull Market Sportman. Whatever. If you want to look at Bull Market Sportman, Mike will talk about that. So let's go on to actually my chart. Now it might look ugly, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So what did I say? I said we were going to come out. So what would we do? We actually did it pretty well. We actually came a bit higher. Obviously, we directionally moved similar to this, which is fine. Which is good, which is what I wanted anyway. I don't know, it is. Hello, Brogan. Hello. I'm so glad you could join us. You know, I don't know if I've seen you in our streams, on these training streams. It must have been a while anyway. I haven't seen you in a while, but hello. Glad you could make it onto the stream. I think it's a unanimous, what it seems to be, a unanimous agreement that the later streams at like 9 seem to be a bit better than others. Because I was doing it at 4 and 5, and no one was here, so seems like now is a good time anyway to be streaming. So I'm glad you can join. Quiddy, hello to you. I am glancing at the Binance chat, but again, I mean, you know what? To be fair, there's not actually that much spam, which is quite nice. But anyway, like I said, got any coin suggestions? Put them in the chat. We've got Dupe and Ada after the main coins anyway as well, so we'll look at that. So what happened? So we bounced off the top of these lines. So I expected it. What happened? So we came all the way up to about 66, 170. Obviously, top being 66.5. I think we talked about that. I don't know. I don't think I have the screenshot of the book map photo, but the order area, the main majority of it was 66, 657. So we slightly came up to there, 665 instead. So we fell a bit short, but we did follow through with this movement out of this. But obviously, we went a lot higher. But it was only a bit higher. It was only like, you know, $200 higher than this one, coming to basically the midpoint of this order block, which we've had for some time now. Obviously, as you know, we do have to explain though, you know, order blocks, they do, you know, they can't last for a bazillion years. You know, they will take away from themselves as as you come to them and retract or bounce off them. Eventually they're going to kind of weaken. So they're not going to be pitch perfect as always. But the later ones, which are actually really good, normally draw pretty well. Actually, I didn't shimmy these over. I didn't mean to forget about these ones. This red one's been a really good one. Let's have a little look. If these are trash, I'm going to move them back because I don't want to mess my make a mess of my screen. So let's see how good these were. All right, so we came to the top point of this one, which is good. Oh, that's funny. The range of this was actually the bottom of that, which is nice. We worked down to here. I think this was a new order block. It must have been. Yeah. Again, the red keeps it up as well. So if you go onto the 1 hour, it was probably an order block on the 1 hour. Or there was a general area, which was the breaker block. Obviously using it as support now. So I keep the red one. The red one's always been good to me. Why so quiet? Oh, you mean on the streams? I don't know. So the lowest we came to was actually the top of our green one. Obviously wicking down to this grey one. Also staying above this grey one and using the red one. So these have still kept themselves as really good order blocks anyway, which is, normal. Yeah, I'm just having a little nosy at this. Actually, to be fair, I did draw it wrong, to be fair. The top of it is about here. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit closer there anyway. But, yeah, so we came about to the top of here. Basically, obviously on the 4 hour, printing a bit better below the midpoint of this order block. Obviously, wicking upwards towards 66500. This is probably a quick run just to see how high we can get. I'm not, surprised about this. It was a general bounce within this area, coming back down. Now bouncing off the support point. Obviously, now seeing difficulty at this point. So I think the only reason we really came up above this line, which I think we've had for a ton of time now, or this low, liquidity point or whatever, is because we had this chart pattern, which I'm going to delete now because we've been through it. Obviously, came out this range as well, which is nice. Finished bouncing out here, which is good. I had this top line here, which I'm going to zoom in on now. So, bounce. We tried above it. Yes, it's good. So this was a good point. I don't know if we were printing as we were doing this. We did. This was good. This was really, really good. So I was explaining on the last stream as well, when I was looking at this wick, it was basically a high point, which we hadn't been at for a while. Well, not hadn't been at, but when you have these big wicks, when you come back to them and you print above them, you normally kind of reverse. And, we did that when you print above them anyway. So you can see here, we did just that. You can see we printed above it and then obviously came down, did it again, came down. This is a big one, though. Obviously, printing, again, like I said, it is it's similar to all the blacks. You can't just keep these liquidity line, whatever you want to call them, forever. You can't just keep them forever and keep on using them. So I'm going to delete it as well because it's nothing too long term. This was also similar to that, but this is probably on the higher time frame. I think we're going to absolutely really go up now. As you can see, this was the lowest point. Well, obviously, let me actually do some analysis. I actually don't know for certain. But you can see this was a really low point, and then we came back up. So this was our biggest wick. You can see a very similar scenario here. This line printing here, then moved up, obviously came down. So I think similar situation, lowest line, also nearly bouncing off it, printing below it. I think obviously we did wick upwards. I think it's frozen. There we go. So I think we actually might print up now instead. I think it's going to be more of a print. We're going to start to print upwards now, above in this area, and then maybe come down if we're still staying in this general negative range, which we have. You can see big range. Okay, the problem is the mic's kind of in my face. Can't really see what's going on. Hopefully the audio isn't that bad. But let me draw it back out again. You can see we still have the range roughly. If you shimmy this along, so we're still in our downtrend. You can see bounce, 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 bounce. Oh yeah, that double bottom happened, but obviously it was a wick. So you see, we're still in our range. Now we bounced off the top pretty nicely. Now we've coming down. Probably we've got a lot of support, to be fair. We do have a lot of support. This was different. You see, up here, for example, this was a decent support point. Had difficulty at it. Then came to a close kind of squish position, and then came below it. So again, with this, I think this is where we bounce off the midpoint. As I already explained on last stream as well, you can have ranges where you bounce off the midpoints and then go back upwards. I think there's enough support below us in this range for us to not necessarily have to come all the way back down to 63, 8, 64, whatever it is, and then come upwards. So I do think we can come upwards. This kind of coincides with what I think on the daily, where we print below this wick, where it's going to bring us back upwards and then come back down. Similar, it's like two sides of the same coin, whatever. No more down. Yeah, I do think we'll go up. But, you know, it's like two sides of the same coin. There's a lot of ways to look at something and get the same answer. But anyway, I think we have enough support below us where we don't have to fall too much more. We are below this line on the daily, which is where it's at. Printing below it, which means we're going to reverse now properly. Obviously, we did have the wick, but I think we're going to print it. But you know, you need to print above it anyway. Again, I'll compare it to this scenario. Same thing here. Really low, then start to come back towards it, printed, and then, you know, obviously it's a reverse. It's a directional thing. Obviously, positional wise, we had this big old line in our way. So there's, you know, there's different scenarios where this happens. But obviously, we just came a bit too far below this line anyway. You can also compare it to this line, but you know, I mean, yeah, you could probably compare it to this line a bit better because this was a low point in a series of many low points. So you can see here, you know, this was a point where we had difficulty, printed below it, and then came upwards. Obviously, directionally wise, coming back upwards to a you know, this line which we had complete difficulty at and couldn't get above it. But actually, let me have a look at chat because I'm seeing some people saying hello, and obviously I need to keep on top of it. Nomi, hi, hello to you, welcome to the stream. Bullish Bull, yo, what's good? I'm glad you can join. And Rez is here, what's good? Oh, you know what? You know what? I think 9 o'clock's the time. 9 o'clock has to be the time. There's so many more people. Is it like kind of good for you guys at 9? Is it like a normal time? It's not like 4 a.m. because I know sometimes when I was streaming early in the day, or for me anyway, early in the day, like I know for there's who is it again? I think it was Pete or Peter. Sorry. It was like 4 a.m. for him, and it was just a ridiculous time. Don't ask about the moon phase. Don't do that. It was a complete. You know what? Let me add it. Fine. There's something about. Let me add it. There we go. So basically, what happens? Okay, so the moon phases, right? We heard about this. I think it was or I heard it from a this like woman or Mike did, who looked at the moon phases and traded based off the moon phases. So I thought it was a complete joke. I was like, okay, great. It doesn't happen every time. Obviously, it's not like a complete 100%, you know, accurate. You know, it's going to print every time type of thing. But you might notice. Let me do it on the week. Is the week a bit better? No, the week's terrible actually. Okay, my chart's too messy to look at it, I will admit. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Delete this crap off the screen. So this is the moon phases. So I believe I think it's blue. It's blue when it's bearish in the phase, and then it's grey. It goes up. So obviously it's not looking too great. But you see here the start of the bearish moon. I think it's like a waxing and wax off, whatever the hell moon phase. You see, obviously the moon printed or whatever. It came down. We've been coming down. This grey one printed. You can see we did come up after the. I think in general, I think it's obviously if it was 100% at the time, I'd just be trading this. I'd never trade everything ever again. But normally on most of these, you obviously you need confluence. You can't just do one indicator. But in the normal kind of way you use this is in general over the period of the moon. It goes down depending on what moon. So you see, okay, I'm horrible explaining this. This blue one, it printed, the moon printed, and over the period we were down. The grey one, this printed, over the period we were up. Blue one printed, over the period we were down. Grey one, obviously these were outliers. But you see here, white one printed, we came up. Blue one printed, we came down. We're soon to print, within maybe tomorrow, the new moon, which is going to be a bullish moon. So, yeah, new moon, guys. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything like confluence. I'm deleting it though. I'm getting rid of it. I'm not using this. Okay, I'm not using that as my TA. I need to delete some of these lines. These lines are horrible, man. I might need to jump ship and just use a different exchange chart. But yeah, I'm not using moon phases to trade. I mean, if you use it, yeah, good for you. But I'm not using that. But anyway, like I said, why I think we go up, not because of the moon phases, but because of different things. One, we're printing below this low wick liquidity, whatever the hell. Printing below it, I think we're gonna come upwards. Obviously, we're in this pretty good range right now. Obviously, already drawn out on the lower time frames. I think we're gonna print up towards 66 and then probably bounce. And then obviously to back that up again, why I think we're probably at our lowest point anyway. not even looking at market cipher yet. On the daily, and this is the daily, by the way. A daily on Bitcoin. Lister. Okay, I'll look at Lister as well. Actually, let me check the chat on that place. Is there a lot of spam? Oh, there's not a lot of spam, actually. Look at Lister. Actually, yeah, there's quite a lot of spam. I mean, it's all right. Sent like, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know if that's a good thing, to be honest. I actually don't know. Like, you know, on like Twitch and YouTube, it's like, oh, they've subscribed. It's like, okay, I understand that. And then you get like this other platform. It's like, oh, they've sent a cup of coffee. I don't know what that means. But thank you anyway. Okay, let me minimize that. Oracle top of TA. Yes. I mean, I would argue it. Obviously, you know, no one's 100% right. Obviously, this is a preface, not financial advice. No one is ever 100% right in any sort of charts. If someone does claim that, then never listen to them. But, you know, I want to start beef. I do want to start beef within the training community. So I do want to not to do shallowly call out every single training streamer and say you're all trash and I'm the best training streamer out there ever. So yeah, Crypto Lifer, screw you. Frankel, screw you. That's pretty much it, really. That's the only big dogs that are out there, really. I don't really know who else. That is an inadvertent diss to every single other trading stream. No, I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking there. Yeah, anyway, so printing below this, probably going to go up. Obviously, having these support points below us, I think, are strong enough for us to not necessarily have to come all the way back down towards 64. Because already, like I said, especially on Monday, in these ranges, and I'll show you on the weekly as well, you don't necessarily have to come all the way back down to these ranges when you have good midpoints and support points within the range. We already saw this earlier, like over here, for example. You know, bounce. Obviously having difficulty in the range. This is on the flip side though. So instead of it coming right back up to the top, instead of us doing this, we hovered at this resistance point because we had an actual resistance point. So again, back to the point of confluence. You know, you can't just look at one thing. Oh, there's one trend. We're going to constantly do this. Well, we are going to have other things like support resistance points. You do have to pay attention to them. Again, over here, you know, coming down, we even bounced off this support point. So within a range, you can do other things. Like I've already explained. So I think on the flip side, so instead of us doing a resistance point thing, I think down here we have decent support, maybe coming back down to 64.5 within the hourly time frame. But I think in general we're bouncing and coming back up towards 66k. Now again on the daily we are looking pretty positive. Look at that VWAP coming up for a long period of time. This momentum is starting to arc nearly at the 60 mark below us. So 60 mark we are below. Again, obviously, last time we were in this rough position, you know, big move up. Again, similar position, big move up. Similar position, big move up. Not really there. But normally, with like I always try to explain, you know, higher time frames, the market cipher and comparing all these different indicators or data sources, whatever you want to call it, on market cipher, they are stronger on the higher time frame. So if you go on like the 30-second and start to use market cipher, you know, you're not going to be getting trades based on these indications or based on these, you know, confluences within this indicator. You're not going to be getting it every single time. You might be able to if you make a strategy within market cipher. Obviously, I will talk a lot about this with our series we'll be doing next week. But on the higher time frames, it is more, you know, again, nothing's ever 100%, but it's more likely to happen. But I'm trying to compare the last 3 times we were pretty negative and then had a green surge or a sentiment shift. My words are slipping. A sentiment shift, whatever you want to call it. Even these little ones over here, we do have big movements. So it is more of a it's more consistent on the high time frames. But again, we're in a similar situation. Again, also these 2 reds down again. But where are we now? We're now at the good point for. Do you have our free indicator? Yeah. You know what? Let me send the link on. Let me go onto the studio. I'll send the link in for the for both the indicators. Hopefully it doesn't kick me off. Actually, that'd be fine. I'll send the links to the indicators. So if anyone here who doesn't have them on our chat, then you can get them. Let me try and find it. Scripts. There we go. Also, I might need to do an update to the script. I don't know if it's got the exact settings which I use anyway. So if it doesn't, and I noticed that soon, hopefully maybe within the next couple of days, I'll probably do an update to the indicator giving it a bit of a refreshment in my settings anyway. Let me go to the chat of this place. Sending links now to both Mark Cypher B, or our version of Mark Cypher B anyway, and Similar Significance, which I haven't used in a while because my support resistance is, number one, my charts are very messy, so it's going to add more crap. Plus, it's more of a, I have the same support resistance as Similar Significance because I kind of look at the same thing, kind of. But it's really good for charts you've never looked at before, especially if you've got a lot of data. I'll probably use it in the other charts as we go along anyway. Just see what it says, because it is 9 times out of 10 more right. Yeah, free. These are both free. I mean, we're gonna charge for them, but like, maybe if I make another one in the future and it's really good, I might. But these are free. Just take the free. Just take them free. I use them all the time. I mean, obviously, for me, it's normally price action and this malarkey, as you see on the screen, and Mark Zuckerberg. But anyway, like I said, we're now in a situation as we were similar to these other scenarios. But you can see, you know, we're arcing now, going towards a green. Obviously, money flow is starting to come down. Obviously, money flow as you go along the higher time frames is more and more important. Again, another point I will preface in our series we're going to be doing next week. But the important thing which I'm paying attention to right now is the fact that VWAP has been coming up since the 11th of June. Now, this is a good indication. I always explain it in the way that when the VWAP changes sentiment starts to be bullish multiple days in a row, it's kind of planting the seed for the other two indicators to start to arc upwards. They kind of parallel each other with a displacement. So, as you know, VWAP has to go up over a certain period of time, and then momentum will change. And then, as momentum continues to go upwards, money flow will start to change as we continue to print green and green and green. And then we will be in a bull trend, and then we will just surge upwards. So, I'm waiting for the day. You know what? I might gamble to say that tomorrow we print the green as the moon phase switches, and we will pump. But again, Market Cypher B is a directional tool, and my price areas and order blocks from this, that, and the other, which is very messy right now. I will admit, I need to clean it up one day. Will tell you kind of the positional for it. So again, there's two or three confluences here for me anyway, which suggests to me in the next coming day or two, and probably within today and the early of tomorrow, we will be going up for Bitcoin. And if the Bitcoin's going up, the general market will be going up anyway. Can you show us how to use them? Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I'm going to be making a series this weekend. I'll be recording them and editing them. Hopefully getting some out by Monday, so you guys can watch them and kind of, you know, see how I look at them. Obviously, you know, if you start to learn it and you think there's a better way of using it, obviously do tell me. I'm always open to changing my information. But anyway, again, you know, if you have questions, what I'd like to say is I will be doing this series for the basics, or not basics, but for the general, you know, everything I know which I use within Mark Cypher will be in that series. Or I'll try to put anything in that series. But if you have any additional questions, even now, before I release it, if you've got any questions, just tell me and I'll answer them. I guess can you make a training academy later, or maybe a crowd training would be cool? Yeah, I mean, I hope for plans for that. I mean, I want to build up like a repertoire of things which prove, like, you know, I'm not some idiot. I want to be consistent with it. And I think, you know, releasing the indicators which I use and then giving a tutorial on it, I do want. But obviously, I've got a lot of things. I've got other things that I do outside of this, which do take up a lot of time. But when I'm free of them, I would love to try and make a place where we can all kind of go for people who want to, you know, really focus and hone in on trading. Because obviously, Crypto Warehouse, we have the trading aspect, which is kind of my area. Obviously, Mike does reviews, and it also looks at the charts as well, but does the morning streams. And then obviously we have our Saturday streams. But, you know, for people who really do want to kind of hone in on their trading, I would love to try and make a group or, you know, like I said, a training academy. But, I mean, my plan is I do want to do my first initial kind of tutorial series would be Mark Cypher and this main indicator. But I do plan to make multiple videos on not just indicators, but general things like, you know, all the blocks and different things, kind of these liquidity points. But the more I learn, the more I try to incorporate in my, you know, trading regime or whatever you want to call it, the more I will probably add to the series. But, you know, like I said, we're all still learning. You know, I'm still, everyone learns. You know, I can be 96 and still learning, you know. So people are still learning. I'm trying to just look, you know, far and wide for different strategies. So again, you know, if any of you guys heard of ICT, you know, I don't really use them. I know people clown on him. But you know, apparently has some concepts. Obviously, I know they're regurgitated concepts, but you know, I'm just gonna have a gander at it. And if I like anything and I think something works, then I'll use it. Again, I looked at fair value gaps. Unless I'm an idiot, I don't really use them probably optimally. So I don't really use fair value gaps, but I've looked at them. But the liquidity kind of ideology of like low wicks in a range where you come to it and you print it, you normally reverse. I get that, and it normally kind of works. So I just added it to my confluence anyway. I can give you a hand though. We owe you that for yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah. I mean, definitely for you guys. Like, if I kind of you know, do all these videos, or I plan to do these videos, and I try, it'd be nice if I can get like a team, not like a big old team, but like a couple people who like I really want to you know, learn. Obviously, I'm not saying my strategy is the best strategy in the world, and if you guys learn it, you'll be the best traders in the world. But as in, if I, you know, do what I can to give my information, and you guys learn it, and then like, you know, as the OGs, you guys can kind of, you know, be a part of the main people in the Discord who might, you know, post charts occasionally. And if we're, you know, making money from our channel and whatnot and kind of doing sponsorships, and we start to build a big academy, it would be really cool if we can get some people on board and pay them to do charts and kind of, you know, do trading. I'm doing my PhD and full-time job, but I still have time. Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. What are you doing a PhD in, if I can ask? But yeah, I mean, like I said, like it'd be great if I can try and like, if you guys already know how to trade, then perfect. Obviously, you do your strategies. But you know, eventually, I do want to. Obviously, I know every single crypto trader and their mum does a academy, and they do this and they do the $200, $99 a month. But I don't want to charge. I mean, if it warrants it, I'll charge that much. But I don't want to charge $99 a month. I don't think my information is that crazy that it warrants $99 a month. But again, if I become really busy, then this, that, the other. But I do. Yeah, I definitely would want to do civil engineering and finance at UCL. Wow, that is pretty crazy. That is, I mean, you know, I mean, that is impressive. I mean, I know that is, I don't know why I'm sounding like such an idiot here. But yeah, that is very impressive. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was supposed to go to do computer science, but I just felt like I was already kind of prepared enough for what I needed to do, you know, outside in, you know, actually doing a job. But yeah, hats off to you. That is really, I think that's pretty tough. Obviously, I know there's some, you know, fairy pansy type of degrees which no one really cares about, and there's actually hard degrees which actually are important. So that is impressive. But you know, like I said, you know, I think there are definitely degrees which are more than warranted. You know, I don't want to, you know, talk about you know, getting political here with useless degrees, but that is crazy. You're doing well, though. Great. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just, I mean, I'm doing work right now, and I feel like doing work and proving myself is kind of like more important than most things. But I try. But yeah, no, I definitely think an academy would be brilliant, especially if people could like all do, you know, trading within it, like a couple people. I don't know how many people it'd be. And kind of all work together with people to kind of give them multiple kind of sources of charts. I mean, I do my charts, you guys do your charts. We all post it together. We kind of, you know, compare and see if we all kind of have the same sentiment of where the market's going. But anyway, I'm going to move on now. Yeah, I mean, that was quick. Again, we did stream Tuesday, I think it was. So it wasn't that long ago. Anyway, so there's not really much for me to say. I think we're going up anyway. And taking that sentiment onto the next chart as well, because obviously, you know, Bitcoin, it's kind of the market mover, but you know, the sentiment changer, if you will. Again, Ethereum really nicely respecting these lines, which is nice. Let's see what I drew last stream. We were kind of in the midst of this pennant, and it's brought us up, which is nice. But again, it was, I don't want to attribute that to that because we just bumped upwards. Again, really nice market cipher. Look at the market cipher as well. Really nice look at the momentum. You can see it's really respecting the movement of following this. So if you trade this on the 4 hour, obviously trading these trades up and down, this would be a pretty good one. I really like looking at market cipher when it's in a trend. So when it's in a bull or bear trend, market cipher does really help. I mean, again, you could just trade the trend and it would be fine, but it does help to see, you know, you could be at the top of this line, and for some reason, for whatever's happened within the range, you could see, you know, the momentum might still be negative, but you're at the top of your range. Eventually, price does break out of ranges, but market cipher does really help to gauge to you when, you know, we're kind of breaking out of trends, which is nice anyway. But like I said, you can see, like, as we stay in the trend and get smaller and smaller, you can see these start to really falter and fall, which could lead to a really big movement upwards anyway. I believe this is a anchor trigger wave, which I will actually cover in. Actually, you know what? Can't type. I want to get this up. I'll see if there's an image of it. Yeah, so it's a... Okay, this is trash. I'm just going to show it on the stream, whatever. Basically, anchor trigger wave is when you have this kind of scenario going on where you have a bigger wave, a littler wave, and then a wave in the middle of this, which normally gives you a good movement downwards or good movement in the direction. So if it's above and it's negative, it brings you down. So again, just more confidence to suggest, we could go down. However, the market is telling us, or not market, Bitcoin is telling us it should be going up. However, Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously there are separate coins with their own separate kind of systems, but they should generally move in similar directions. But you can see with money flow is pretty, not sharply coming down, but it's a decent gradient downwards now as well. Obviously, VWAP is also coming down for a while now. Money flow, or momentum, sorry, is coming down with this whole anchor trigger wave malarkey thing as well. So a decent amount of suggestion to go down. However, like I always say, Market Cipher is a directional tool, so it tells us roughly where we should be going. However, it isn't a positional tool, or how I like to think of it. Some people might think of it differently, but the way I normally try to think about how I, because everyone, again, no one strategy is wrong, no one strategy is right. I think, for me anyway, my personal opinion is that you should kind of try to have, one or two things which tell you positions, and then one or two things which tell you direction. So for me anyway, obviously you've got price action, trend lines, this, that, the other, and Market Cipher, which for me anyway tells me roughly the direction you might be going. However, I've got order blocks, you've got resistance points anyways, and I occasionally use order book to try and suggest where we could be going as a positional, or where we could go to as a positional. So I think that, my opinion, I don't know about you guys, for me anyway, I try to find things which tell me directions and things which tell me positions. But hey, that's my method, I suppose. But anyway, like I said, I'm stumbling. My throat is really dry. There's some There's some streams where if I talk in a certain way, my lips will vibrate from my voice exiting my mouth. I just hit my mic. I hope that didn't blow up your guys' speakers. You're up north? No way. Taxing more trading in the UK. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of places have crazy. I know. Is it Puerto Rico? I think it has crazy taxes. Or not like crazy bad. I mean crazy good taxes. But yeah, I know UK is pretty crazy in terms of how much it taxes you for your capital gains. But yeah, Dan, you're very good. Thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate the nice comments as well. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. But like I said, you also you could technically suggest we have a trend line, but it suggests we should be going down. However, we are at a really low point in terms of support. So what I would rather suggest is we might stay in this range anyway. And as this comes down, and again, I was trying to point out, we're not really near the 60 mark anyway. You could consider the social engagement indicator too. Do you mean as in how people, as in like how popular it is and social engagement? I haven't heard of that one. Is it actually an indicator? Social engagement indicator. I haven't seen that one. Is it on TradingView? But like I said, yeah, like I said, I think we stay in this range. Sometimes what can happen is you have Market Cipher will start to come down, and like I always say as well, like Market Cipher, nothing's ever 100% of the time, and I think the most important thing apart from confluence is context as well. Context is very important when you're looking at things, like indicators or this, that, the other, because this scenario, this anchor trigger wave, in a scenario where we didn't have any support, I would immediately suggest to everybody, short it, not financial advice. We're going to go down to 3,360. However, contextually, we have Bitcoin probably going up within the day, or within today, the rest of today and tomorrow, and we have the support. So again, context is very important as well. So even though this is suggesting we should go down, it's not near the 60 mark. It is an anchor trigger wave. Everything is going down. So I do think we might have very small, minimal movement downwards. So like as the candle progresses, not big candles move, not big candles downwards. But I mean, to be fair as well, you can see This candle is gigantic, so we might have already had the anchor trigger wave probable movement anyway. Not really an official indicator, but some people developed something about the number of views on social media, search, new joins, etc. That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, that's quite a complex scraper, I suppose. I suppose it has to scrape all the data. I don't know if that'd be on. That's quite complex. I don't know if that'd be on TradingView. But yeah, I mean, again, yeah, absolutely. On the macro level, engagement on social media and how people interact with the coin, especially if it's big. Like, there's some meme coins. I mean, meme coins are the worst for it as well. Meme coins, like, it is a lot. There's a lot of it which is solely dependent on how people interact with it. There's ones where, like, even if it's just tied to somebody, like, all of a sudden, you'll hear on Twitter, this, that, the other person has done this to this coin, and it'll pump. So, yeah, I absolutely agree that a social aspect is very important, especially on the lower cap coins. Lower cap coins are very important with that, because they can be easily swayed, really easily swayed. But no, I haven't seen it. It sounds very good, though. It does sound very useful. But yeah, like I said, I think we kind of stay within this range, no less than maybe 3,450, no less than that. There's not really any order blocks near us anyway. There's nothing I can really see which, I mean, this is quite a big, decent order block. You can see we're kind of bouncing off the top of it. I don't really care for it though. It's kind of in the way, this order block. I don't like to be picky with order blocks, but sometimes it just gets in the way. I mean, we're kind of respecting it. You can see, bounce to the midpoint here, bouncing off it a couple times here. So, I might respect this. Again, it's just another order block to add to the chart though. But I'll go back to the daily though, because this has, we're staying below. But even on the daily, we are starting to do our arc now. VWAP's been coming up for a while. Money flow's kind of doing its thing. But you can see, I think we kind of have a Bart Simpson, roughly. We don't have the exact move down, but we have our hoverage. And this is obviously coinciding with our really rough market cipher, or wave trend, momentum, whatever you want to call it, where it kind of goes up and down. If we hover in this range long enough, we're probably going to come back upwards towards 3,000, wherever it is up here. But again, we do have our resistance points in our way. So I think it does depend on the daily time frame and in the longer term over the next, coming towards the end of the month, possibly however long it takes. How strong is our movement upwards going to be? Especially with Bitcoin, the new moon, whatever the hell things, printing, whatever the hell. So technically that's going to suggest we should be now going upwards within tomorrow. All the things, or not every, I think pretty much everything on within my trading anyway on Bitcoin suggests we probably should be coming up very soon, if not within today. And this is probably suggesting we should be coming up again with everything coming up right now. Money flow starts to come upwards. We could reach towards 3,700 in this range here. So I would expect us to possibly have. And isn't there some scenarios where you have kind of a Bart Simpson? Actually, never mind. This isn't really Bart Simpson. I'm trying to see if there's like a pattern here. I don't really think there's much there. But you can see we're also in this downtrend again. Similar thing we had on Bitcoin with the weekly. But that's the weekly. That's a longer period of time. So I think within where we're going to now, especially with tomorrow, I think we're generally going to come up from the market. Anyway, so I'm going to move on though because I spent quite a bit of time talking about other things. So I'm probably going to do really quick TA on Solana. So what happened? So we're in our downtrend, continuing the downtrend anyway. We had these two lines bounced. Okay, we didn't come up to here. We're kind of just staying within these lines, actually. Actually, it's more so this line here is where it's at, actually. Obviously, we've got this bottom line, so we're kind of just in this range, which is pretty... This is a chart pattern, I know. I don't know it, but I'm pretty sure this is a chart pattern. I don't know which direction. So we won't remember this dip. Yeah, absolutely. We won't remember this dip in September. Here it is. Bullish triple top. Again, another scenario where Solana is probably going to be coming upwards. So, downwards movement, boom, boom, coming up again, bouncing. We're probably going to surge upwards again. So again, just another thing to add to our thing. Again, also, importantly, VWAP's been coming up for a long time now. Momentum is below the 60 mark, having a bit of a rough time. Obviously, money flow is really deeply coming down, but we've had big, strong candles going down now. Of course, Bush will, yeah. I mean, the name does give it away a bit, but. We do have this chart pattern. Top right, you see one from the top right. Bullish triple top. obviously chart patterns never 100% of the time, but they're always good to look at. So potential for another movement within the next bounce. That could be within the midpoint of tomorrow. Going on to Saturday time, moving upwards again. This also coincides with pretty much every single thing we've said for all the other charts. So Bitcoin and all my indicators and the moon phase, whatever the hell. Ethereum and that whole spiel on the daily anyway, that says we should be going up. Solana, we've got this chart pattern, and on the daily, really overdue a movement upwards. I think we're going to be moving up. Place your longs soon, possibly. Obviously, I think now is kind of a scenario of when to place longs. I think for Solana, again, we're pretty much at our low point. We're probably we're basically like $1 or $2 away from our low point. So, could be a good entry point right now. Obviously, not financial advice. Putting this up towards maybe over here, whatever, towards $150 maybe. Again, we probably have difficulty there. Probably out there. Again, that could be a good percentage. Obviously, 12.29%. I do think there's longs in pretty much everything in the market, coming into the next couple of days. So it just depends on where you think the target's going to be. I mean, the top of here could be decent. I'd want to be a bit more conservative, but it would surpass this top line. So maybe conservatively, mostly, probably the midpoint of this line, about 8.38% at this top point. I used to say, nothing, don't panic, nothing goes up or down for it. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I mean, I think the analogy of dragging a balloon below water is kind of a good one. The more you go down, it's kind of it's the more tension there is to bring it back upwards. Especially, also, it applies to most things, especially with money flow. Over here, especially you can see deep money flow starts to arc, really big candles then, obviously in comparison to other candles. Again, over here, decently deep, and then a really decent gradient upwards, big candles. So again, I think that applies to most things. But yeah, no, absolutely. I think it depends on the higher time frame, what sort of trend you're in. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just retractments and testing at different levels, which just gives you more steam to bring yourself into another point in your trend. But anyway, yeah, I do think we come upwards and probably surpass these trend lines, these bearish trend lines, as does Bitcoin and Ethereum happen to be doing as well. So I think in general we're going to be moving upwards in the next couple of days. I think that's pretty much it for that. But now I'm actually going to be moving. So we've been streaming for about 48 minutes, roughly 47 minutes. So that's a good time to move on to the altcoin. So again, I'm going to preface this, another time. If you've got any coins you want me to cover, put them in the chat. I will hopefully find them and I will cover them. So currently we have Dupe, ADA, and Lister. So if those are coins you've either asked for or want to ask for, I'm already covering them, don't worry. I am going to scroll through the other chat though, just to see if there's any other comments I've missed. So can you help me out? If it's to give you money, I'm not going to give you anything. But if it's to give you knowledge, then absolutely. Extra speaker, very good. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I don't think I see any other comments to the coins. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to move on now to the Dupe now. So going on to Dupe, I think I already covered it. Well, not covered it, but I already looked at the charts for Dupe on Tuesday. So what's doing? So if we shimmy this up, so we're roughly doing that. We've done the arc. We bounced at the higher level of things though, this is good. This is actually really good. Pife, I'll look at Pife. You know what? Pife's really good. I really like Pife. For the shortish period of time I was trading it, my strategy was, and this, I don't know if this source applies anymore, or this little thing going on. I used to do charts on Bitcoin and then trade Pife. Obviously the market sentiment, if Bitcoin's doing something, the market will do something. But the time I was trading it, I don't know about now, Pife really exactly moved how let me alt tab quickly, sorry. Lost my train of thought. Pife really moved how Bitcoin did, which was really interesting. So just higher returns on trades, which was nice. But anyway, that's had the point. I do like Pife. But going back to Dupe, so this is good. This is good for if you shorted, or if you're shorting. What we said last stream was, I think the lowest we go to for, what did I say exactly? I think lowest we go to is about 55. But I think, yeah, I have the circle here. Because, who asked for it? if you hear and you ask for Pyth, then or Dupe, sorry, then let me know. But I can't. Oh, who was it again? I can't remember who it was by. But someone asked what price range should I look to be buying Dupe at. I said now anyway at 70 whatever the hell cent. I think we're so Tuesday. Yeah, we're about up here. It was about 77. It's basically where we are right now. This price point, 77, 78 cent, 76 cent, whatever. This is a really good time to buy a Jupiter. Anyway, in the long term, anyway. But obviously, if you want to make trades within short time frames, absolutely, trade the highs and the lows. But in terms of a longer period of time, this is such a good price to buy a Jupiter anyway. But anyway, moving on. We did the bounce. It was what was nice though was it was on the higher time frame line. I think this was on the daily. Yeah, here, boom, boom, boom. This is good. We actually might come back up to it. Maybe at 81 cent. We might come back up. But you can really see there on Market Cipher. That is like deep, really deep. Money flows really deep. So when that starts to arc alongside VWAP, this is going to be a really big movement upwards. However, I do think the market in general is moving upwards. This generally could be a normal dip. I think, again, like I said, I think now is a really good time to buy. But things are starting to look, I don't know if that just peaked the mic. Things are starting to look up, especially the market. Everything in the market's kind of moving upwards, or going to move upwards. So my statement where I think we're going to come back down towards 63 cent, we might, in looking at market cipher, it's really, really due a moving upwards. And when it starts to move upwards, it's going to be pretty crazy. So I think a movement upwards could be possible. However, I do want to consider the fact that, we are below this trend line. And what I always compare, and this happens, pretty often actually, is, when you're coming into a range, what normally happens, or what might happen when you're kind of in this pattern, this like pennant or whatever, you do your bounces within it, whatever, you break out, and then what you more often than not might notice is you sometimes come back to the bottom line or the high point, low point, depending, and then you really do bounce. Now, that's what I was trying to compare on Tuesday, was I think that was going to happen on the higher time frame. We're going to come back towards about 81, 82 cent, this area, and then come down. However, obviously, we've got confliction here, which is difficult. It's not like a straightforward answer. The confliction is obviously Market Cipher is deeply due a moving upwards, and when it does move upwards, it's going to be pretty crazy. And pretty much everything else in the market is going to be supposedly moving upwards anyway in the next coming, probably rest of today, tomorrow, Saturday, whatnot, over the weekend maybe. So I do want to say we're doing the bounce and moving down. And again, Market Cipher is a positional tool. However, I think there's enough bullishness in general to bring us back upwards. So we might not see 63 cent right now. Especially if on the daily, everything's going to be going upwards, which is when our trend really does change. Especially when this is the daily anyway. So, from now probably till the end of the month, probably enough movement upwards. Maybe, possibly, bringing us up to this rough area at the top here towards 97 cents. So what I might advise is buy in roughly now, maybe. Obviously, it could retract down towards here, which would be a 19%. However, could go up towards 27. So we're kind of in a difficult scenario. I think, though, although I said 63 cent yesterday, market sentiment kind of changed to be pretty bullish right now, where we're probably due a movement upwards, where we might not necessarily now come down to 63 cent. So in this scenario we're in right now, and again, I completely forgot about this. Look at this. This is a perfect example of what I talked about on Bitcoin. The lowest point we saw, 14th of April 2024. We haven't come down to this position yet, and we've printed below, and what we're doing, we're coming upwards. So I think we're due a really good move upwards. So I think now could be a really good time to buy. I said this on Tuesday anyway. Now is anyway. Oh, hold on. Let me just drink some water. Now is a good time anyway to buy Pyth, or Jupiter, sorry, for it to move up in the long term. And obviously on the daily, longer term, should be moving upwards. So I think now is a really good time to buy. Within pretty much today, actually. Depending on how, maybe you might have the rest of Friday, Saturday, depending on what the market does. But we're really low now, but we've printed and we're starting to come upwards, especially with what's going on. Again, money flow, there's potential for it to kind of hover downwards a bit still. But I think, within the next couple of days, we're going to be starting to come upwards, as does the market. So bringing it back up towards a dollar, probably bouncing off $1, that would be a really good return for Dupe. So, not financial advice. But I think now is a really good potential to buy dupe or long dupe, whatever you want to do. So going on to ADA now. I'm going to be a bit faster now because we're about an hour, 55 minutes into the stream. So what did we do? So I said short from here, and we surpassed it, which is nice. So a good short here, I guess. I don't know why I said this. So we were coming down. We continued off. We bounced to the midpoint. Really, really good, actually. Really tight, actually, which is very nice. But obviously, this is been and done, so I'm going to get rid of this now. So on the 4 hour, okay, well, this was that. But you can see we're still respecting it. Obviously, now probably a good, really decent resistance point. Let me go to the daily, actually. I'm interested to see how well this plays out. See, we're doing our print, and now we're starting to arc. Really good. Again, pretty much the exact same as dupe. Really, really, really low momentum. Money flow is still really coming down. Again, we had like 2 daily wicks or candles downwards. So money flow has really come down. Money flow is the lowest we saw since 15th of May. VWAP's been coming up for a while. I think ADA's going to absolutely rip. At least towards about 45 cent up here. I think where we are right now is a good position. Again, the entire market is in a very similar scenario where I think we're going to be going up. So I think now is probably a good time to buy. It could falter a bit lower. I don't see too much potential in that. Maybe come down towards that candle. 7% down, 16.7% up. It could be a really good trade. I think in general there's a lot of potential for good big trades. Just in general for the market. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I just looked at the wave for the music. I don't know if it's looking too loud or not. But anyway, 16.77%, pretty good for ADA. Again, this might take, 15 days towards the end, basically towards the end of the month, to come up to here. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. I do want to go back to a look at the weekly Bitcoin though, after we finish all the other coins, because I'm concerned on the bearish downtrend we were in to see if we would be able to break out of that before we see anything too negative. Obviously, if you were here on Tuesday, you'll remember what I kind of talked about. It was looking pretty concerning. I'll also go back to the monthly because it's just funny to look at. But anyway, ADA, again, simple. I think we go upwards. On the 4 hour, maybe bounce off the top point again. Again, you can see money flow come down, VWAP come down. This is kind of coming down. It's all really hovering right now. Maybe come back up to bounce, but we do have this line. Probably respecting this, coming back up. Again, you could trade the 4 hour if you want, but I think in general just buy. I think now's a good time to buy, and then just hold on to it for like a week or two until it goes up. So I'm now looking at Lister. Okay. Let's go to. Is this on? Hold on. All's good, Mikey. Bears Red tomorrow. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, that's good. Let me go back. So, is this on here? List out. Okay. Hopefully, there might be more data on here. I don't think there is more data. I'm not gonna lie. There could be. Okay. As much as it's looking basic, I'm gonna do TA on here on the 15-minute. Now, what this means, again, not financial advice, absolutely true. Again, remember though, on Dex Screener, I don't have market stuff, so I can't look at that, but I can look at the price action. So what are we doing? So you can see a pretty, really, really nice downtrend right there. A decent. Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. That's just beautiful. Also got a really strong support point down here at this order block. Really, really strong order block here. This is actually going to happen within possibly today. You know what? I don't know how bad it would be, but I might hold the stream on for like 30 minutes after 10 o'clock. I don't know. I think I don't know if I know Mike said I don't know if I'm allowed to do that because it might mess with setting up the next streams. But I do want to see how this works. I want to see if this works out because this is looking crazy. There's really big potential here. Really, really tight right now. You can see. Oh, look at that. It's really, really big. Of course you can. All right, bet. So I'm going to hold on maybe 15, 20 minutes, after 10, which is basically right now. I'm going to hold on for a little bit. We'll go to Pipe. We'll look at Bitcoin, and then we'll come back. All right, perfect. So what we're going to do, I'm I'm gonna leave this up. This is looking amazing. Moon phase, yeah. Don't ask. Don't ask. I'm gonna leave this here. Wait, who asked for this? It was on Binance, wasn't it? Show him. Okay, I'll show him. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave this in the tab. Okay, I'm gonna go to Pife, do TR on Pife. I'll go to Bitcoin, go to the weekly, look at what we looked about, go to the monthly, look at the moon phase, and come back. Perfect. Hopefully this isn't hopefully I'm not lying in this. Anyway. Computer's frozen. There we go. So, Pife. I haven't looked at Pife in ages. I like Pife. Look at that bounce. Yeah, that was a really good bounce off this top line here. Really good bounce. It's actually more so of a straight trend line. Really good bounce. Boom, boom, boom. Really crap the bed here. Boom. Yeah. Okay, pretty nice. Looking again. I mean, a lot of things have this. We've got a bear flag here. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm just drawing it just for the laughs. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen in a bazillion years. I think we're on the bounce. I think we're on the, like I said, on the bounce. I'm just having a look at low points. I think that's cheating to draw that there, but look, bounce. Look, guys, we're gonna go back up to $1.20. 68200 my target. I'll have a look. Actually, I will have a look again. Oh, there's potential. Okay, I don't want to miss that. I want to watch it. Okay, bouncing. Might come back to this. Whoops, I just ruined that trend line. Might come back to this trend line as I'm moving upwards. On the 4 hour, looking again, the daily looks like every other chart. So again, pretty bullish. I think we bounce and come back upwards towards this top line. Really, really big moving upwards probably. I'm gonna go to the daily though because there's a bit more potential. I think we come up to this trend line. 51%. Ooh, potential. I think we do have difficulty probably at this line. You see, bounce, probably bounce here. Probably difficulty at the mid line at 38. But again, I just think we go up. There's not really much more to say, to be honest. I just look really, really good here. Arcing upwards on the daily. It's pretty much the same as every other thing in the market. It's not really much for me to look at on the weekly. However, there is this kind of, we haven't come back to test this midline though, which is interesting. So probably might surpass this order block pretty easily. So yeah, I'd be careful of, really convenient actually, the line I drew is actually perfectly this order block. So let me delete that. So I'd be careful of 38.38 and 41.25 because that might be difficult. But I think we might surpass. See, bounce. We didn't really come back to bounce off it, so I think we could surpass it pretty easily. So I don't know how high we're going to go, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and go for like maybe 22%, possibly a 30% if you're feeling risky. I think over the long term you can see, obviously we had a bounce, and then we came back. So I think it might be on the turn to bounce off 31.22. So I'm gonna be conservative and suggest maybe a 30% move upwards, about 41 cents. And then maybe that's where we move to for it. But again, on the daily and everything in the market, we move up. So we could be changing sentiment. Again, we are bouncing off this technically a trend line. It's kind of, I feel like I'm cheating there when I say that trend line. Oh, conveniently as well, you can see this is actually a line we've had for a while. I'm gonna delete this line though. I can't really be bothered to have that on my screen. Yeah, like I said, move upwards definitely. I'd hope towards about 50 cents. But anyway, yeah. So again, a move upwards. Not really much for me to say there. 41 cents is where I'll probably watch out for Pive to long at or long to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm now going back to Bitcoin now because I want to look at. I'll look at the moon phases on a different chart though because it's ugly as hell. Alright, whatever. We're gonna have this. Okay, so let me get the moon phases up to show Mikey. So this is the moon the moon phases. I think it's still here. Yeah, it should be. So, what the moon phases are basically, obviously don't happen all the time, is whenever this waning moon happens, you come down normally, obviously within the range, you end off down, and then a waxing or waning moon, wherever it is, you come up through the range. Obviously, in these scenarios, it might not necessarily happen, but, you know, over the period of the range, you normally, you know, like here, for example, starting from 66249, and then it comes to 71719. Obviously, and in this case, when the waning moon printed, we came from 71719 all the way to where we are now, 64 and 5. But tomorrow, we're going to print a new moon, whatever. You know, it could bring us... Again, we also have this trend line, which we had for a bit. It's kind of a trend line. You know, you see bounce, bounce, coming up, probably, again, I'd probably guess towards 71, 400, whatever. So there is that to watch out for. But again, it's going to print soon. So we might break out of this bear trend, which is good. We need to break out of this bear trend. I don't want to stay in this. If we stay in this, then it's not going to be very good. Okay, let me hide all these moon phases. Yeah, I was just not very happy about this, especially with this nearly a double top here. There's a lot of negativity on the high time. Lunatic, hey, I'm not the one who looks at the moon phases. It could work. I'm not one to judge. Again, like I said. Again, also a lot of things are just looking negative, especially with look at the monthly. Again, this is nothing to worry about, especially seeing as this comes towards the 1st of May, 2025. But you know, just look for. But anyway, that's basically, yeah, that's also the moon phases. But I did want to look back at this. I think hopefully we break out of this. Hopefully what happens, we break above 66250, come towards maybe 67, bounce back off 66250, and then we absolutely just pump. Because then we will hold this midpoint on the higher time frame, on the day, the week, the monthly. So we need to stay above this monthly. You see, you know, we had our surge upwards. Hopefully, again, like I said, throughout this month, as long as we print above 66295, I'll be happy. Staying above this order block, really big support then. You can see, you know, bounce off it in the area, bouncing off it. We're respecting this monthly one pretty well, you can see. So I think we need to print above like I said, 66235, staying above it, bouncing back off it, and using its support and continuing onwards. But again, like I said, with how bullish we are in the market in the coming 2 or 3 days, I think we should hopefully surpass this bear trend pretty easily and continue onwards. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to sit here for 30 minutes watching one coin. It might not even happen. So what I'm going to do there is scroll back through the other chat to see if there's any other coin suggestions. Seeing people hello, say hello to you guys. Thank you for joining. Obviously, if this doesn't happen, I mean, it might not happen, but you know, Jito, yes, I'll look at Jito. I have enough time. I want to like hold it out to see if we might do this. We probably won't. Margot, oh yeah, Margot. We'll look at Margot in a second. After Jito, I looked at Jito ages ago and I got it slightly right. This is back when I was looking at trash. Wait, let me see. Actually, I want to see if I still have the chart. I don't know if I have it. I don't know where I was drawing CA on it. Is it here? Oh, I need to find this. Is it here? Here it is. Oh, where was it? I can't remember where it was. I think it was here. No, was it? You know what? Oh, wait. Let me bring the... Okay, I want to look, right? Because I did a video on this, right? And I said it was going to go up, and it went up by a smidgen, and then we came all the way down, and everyone was like, why is it we didn't go up? Are you lying? Oh, my God. It was this much. Oh, it was mental. Anyway. That thumbnail was great. You know what? That thumbnail on our stream, brilliant, absolutely amazing. Let me just check one thing. You can't see on the screen. I don't know if I deleted the video. 6. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Wait. So I found that when I uploaded it. God, order block's crazy. I think okay, it was on the 15-minute. I just remember that. That's all I remember. Okay, I don't think it'll go far back enough with it. It's gone the 4-hour. I'm sorry, I'm kind of diverging here. It was okay. I think it was here. I think it was here in the video. Okay, you know what? I'm really going off topic here. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Let me bring the video up. I want to see what the prize was. I just find it funny. Okay, let's mute tab. There we go. Hold on. I'll be like, it's gonna be like 30 seconds. Oh, where were we? Okay, $4.20. Okay, there it is. No way. $4.23. I caught the top. Oh my god. Wait, let me show the video. Oh my god. I don't know why the quality's so bad on it. Oh, that's crazy. So really old video, 6 months ago. 9th of December, right? Look at that. $4.24, right? 9th of December. I caught the top. I swear to God in the video I said we were gonna go up. Oh, that is funny. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Wait, was that the top? Oh my god. Oh no, it wasn't. I mean, I was technically right. Like 4 months later. That's funny. Anyway, off topic. I'm gonna go back to actually doing TA. So I'm gonna purge this chart. Yeah, super TA. Great, absolutely brilliant. But anyway, let me actually a fresh start. Obviously, I'm a changed person. I do things a lot differently. I could go back actually. I could probably go back to that order block. You know what? Let me go out and zoom in. Let me go on the weekly and try and find like an order block and zoom in. I think that might be the strategy. Because we looked at it on Bitcoin and it had a really good, respected it pretty well. We go on the daily now. Moon phases. I'm not looking at moon phases. Leave me alone. Absolute lunatic. That's the same order block basically. I'm not having that on my screen. Okay, so boom, boom, respect. Yeah, boom, boom. Okay, so decently respecting it. That's pretty good. Any other order blocks on the lower end of things to try and suggest some sort of support points. Not really. Maybe if I go back to the weekly though, I don't think there's anything on the lower end, is there? 4 hour. Quickly go to 4 hour. Just see if there's anything. I just want to see if there's any. Okay, it's kind of an order block there, but again, that's above us. So I want to go back to here. Here we go. Kind of an order block there. Let me see if this is respected properly though. Sometimes order blocks, again, like I said, nothing happens 100% every single time, but more often not. That's really okay. That's really well respected. This is really nice. Really well respected. There we go. We've got a really nice order block. Boom. See? Found it. Found a really good order block. So we've got this weekly order block on our top, which is really nicely respecting. However, this is on a higher time frame, so I'm going to try and find a smaller order block on the 4 hour just to see where we might respect it a bit better. So you can see here. Yeah, this is nice. We respected this pretty well. On the grand scheme of things, if you zoom out, you can see nicely respecting it. However, on the inner scope, we respect it. So I'm going to compare these two order blocks, unless there's one closer, which I don't think there is. So we've got our two ranges. This is good. Again, on the daily, they're really nicely potential for an up movement, whatever. I do want to look at the daily on the 4 hour. Sorry. Okay, we didn't quite print it below that, which is unfortunate, but. A similar scenario with, I believe, like Solana, where we kind of have this triple, boom, boom, possible boom, which will bring us back upwards. So again, another bullish sentiment-based thing, potential movement upwards. Again, really, really big order block spanning back from February, which we haven't really touched that much. Love long time frame, yeah. I like going on the long time frame and zooming in because even on like this weekly, I hate when it does that. Like this, for example, you can see, to the top of it, to the bottom of it, and then like bouncing off the midpoint, bouncing off it. On the short time frames, you do still respect the higher time frame order blocks, but going from a week to the 4 hour, it is a bit much. But there are normally order blocks within order blocks, which you can kind of look at, especially this one, it's a 4 hour one. You can see nicely respecting it decently there. So a decent resistance area, about $3.20. So yeah, I love higher time frames as well. But again, we're having our triple bounce, whatever the hell, probably bring us back upwards towards a higher area, potentially this kind of this area here, maybe. See, you know, support here, resistance here. So a decent maybe-ish support resistance area there. We wick to it back there. I don't really think it's an order block unless it's like a 1 hour order block. I don't think it is unless I go back over here. It's not like an order block or anything, I don't think. No, it's not an order block. Yeah, no, it's not okay. It's not an order block. Been nice if it was, but not like a confirmed strong. But to be fair, it goes from 2.9, so that's decent anyway. But you can see using a support, kind of using a resistance there, so a decent area we might have difficulty. So conservatively, I would want to suggest we probably we bounce. So look, so if we draw on top of this, try and look. So we see our bounce. Probably have our bounce. Doon. Probably coming back. Okay, this is actually quite strong. So coming up, probably within the next 4 hours, and then coming down. So maybe put a buy order at $2.35. So if you were to long from there and catch that bottom area and bring it towards maybe the midpoint of this area, maybe conservatively on the lower end. Obviously, this probably being below the order block. Good risk reward ratio, 3. That's pretty good. Obviously, 21.86%, a really good return anyway. Conservatively on, I mean, obviously that's if you were to buy right now. Obviously, if we shimmy it, it would be about 20% move up. Again, brilliant. I think I like these sorts of market scenarios where you can kind of, you know, take your pick. Like when everything looks like it's about to do the same thing, you just take your pick on what's going to be the highest return for you anyway. Oh, we might be doing it. Oh no, there's potential. But yeah, that candle is crazy. Let me draw it again. Okay, it's not okay. It might not be that high actually. It might be there instead. That's where we wick to. That's crazy. Potential. Wait, am I still doing? Yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay, good. Potential for this to happen. Could be a 20% move up. Anyway, I bought a Jita today. Yeah, a good time to buy. Within today, Thursday. Yeah, really good time to buy. Really good time to buy. Yeah, absolutely. So, a brilliant time to buy. Really, you know what? That was probably probably the best time to buy right now. I think in general, anyway, within today. Yeah, pretty much within today. Obviously Wednesday. This is your not consolidation. There's what is it? There's like the power of 3 in some words are slipping my mind. Let me have some water. Maybe it'll bring me some luck. Is that the power of 3? I think it's like manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You could possibly apply this to this. Whoops. You technically kind of got like a accumulation. Manipulation would be it, you know, probably wicking above or below, and then it's distribution. You could maybe apply this to this. So in this scenario, it's accumulation. So within Wednesday, Thursday, this is your accumulation phase when you have a really good opportunity to buy, getting ready for the move up, for the swing, whatever you want to call it on it. So really good time to buy. You know, obviously Wednesday and the latter end of Tuesday was kind of the proving to us that we're in this range, and it's really good time. You know, this is where, you know, it's kind of telling us we're accumulating right now. Probably good time to think about buying, and then we're gonna have our move. Obviously coming from a lower point, or coming from our high point, you know, flipping, moon phase, market cipher, trends, pretty much everything's pointing upwards. So this is the accumulation, you know, power for it. I don't really look at no power. I mean, obviously I try and you know, again, like I said, you know, all strategies can work in their own ways, and I don't like to, you know, clown on strategies, because if it works for somebody, it works for somebody. And I like to try and find as many different strategies and look at how they work and function, and then try and apply different aspects of it to my, you know, to my strategy. You know, 'cause I think at the end boss of trading is when you just, you know, kind of make your own strategy and your own way of looking at the charts. You know, because like I'm not perfect. You know, no one is perfect. No one gets charts 100% right. But you know, I think going out there, it's like being a monk and just like going to the mountains and then coming back. You know, you become a new person or whatever. You learn things by yourself, whatever. So I think looking at different strategies and trying to incorporate maybe different aspects of it into your own strategies is probably a really good method of trying to make your own way in trading and within, you know, not just crypto, but, you know, Forex or just stocks in general, whatever you might want to trade. So I think obviously I'm trying to kind of incorporate this liquidity kind of ideology, but there is the power of 3, which I haven't really looked at. I'm going back to my point. There's power of 3, which I do believe is manipulation, accumulation, distribution. I think there's 4 actually. I think there's one. It's like XMAD. Hold on. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's power of 3. So it's like, what is it again? Here it is. I can see fair value gaps and breaks of structure. This is like proper ICT stuff. Yeah, ICT power. Yeah, it's ICT, isn't it? Yeah. So here we go. So here it is. Where is it? Here we go. So you can see accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So you got your accumulation, and then you do something. This is probably be our breakout out of our areas, and then distributions probably are moving upwards. But I don't know why it's always on the upper end of things. Here it is. Yeah, I mean accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is probably our bounce off of our high area. But again, I don't know. I'm kind of waffling here. I'm waffling. Actually, right now might be our manipulation, to be fair. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I'll need to learn it. I don't really know what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, like I said, I could probably look at Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, close my eyes, and you could ask me coins for the last 30 minutes, for 50 minutes, and I'll just say it's going up. Oh, we're doing it. We are doing it on Lister. So for the guys at Lister, not financial advice, but you know, obviously do be careful though. There's potential for this having difficulty. Again, it's just a precaution thing. You know, you do want to be careful in these little areas. Basically, it's 70 cents actually. If you look at it, it's pretty much at 70 cents exactly. So actually, how much of a return is this? If you're long right now, obviously getting into it. Obviously, I can't trade this. I don't really have anything to trade this. I don't think. Actually, what? I'm not logged into anyway. I can't trade this. But, you know, if you want to trade it. A decent initial reward. How much money is this? 19%. Really good trade, actually. Potential. So, again, for the guys that, for the guy who said, Lister, you know, your time is now. You still have time. I think, I don't know how many wicks it's going to be. This was really huge. 1, 2, 3, 10, maybe 10. 50 minutes. Maybe like 2 hours, maybe within this time frame. We might. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm trying to just guess. Oh no, it's 15 minutes, isn't it? I don't know how long it's gonna take. But you know, your time is now. Maybe a good time to buy. It could be a fake out. I don't care. There's your TA. Anyway, again, like I said, with Jito, a great time to buy. As pretty much with everything in the market, now was a great time to buy. You still have opportunity within the next coming hours and probably start tomorrow, whatever it's going to be, for it to do its thing. Obviously, you know, this is, you know, it's, you know, it might like, 20% is crazy, but it's like, we've been coming down since like, what is this? 6th of June. So I think we're due a really big move up anyway. So obviously just to back you up anyway. But anyway, I've said anyway about 5 times in the last 10 seconds. Yeah. Also, our RSI is oversold, which is crazy. So there's just... I like these days when every single thing... It's one of those perfect days where every single, you know, indication I have, which I try and use, all points to the same thing. It is really nice. Obviously, there are certain scenarios, like I think Ethereum had it, Dupe had it, where like there's occasional things where there's like a support point or resistance point having difficulty, but in general, exactly Confluence. No. Yeah, the moon technically might be printing out on changing tomorrow, but I don't care, okay? Because it's not... correlation does not mean causation. Obviously, I mean, to be fair, a lot of these correlations don't mean causation. But, yeah, correlation does not technically mean causation. So, you know, if you want to use the moon phase, hey, who am I to judge? Like I said, I don't judge anyone on their thing. Options expiry. Huh. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be huge for the market. I'm just going for the comments. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, Marga. Sorry, I forgot. I completely forgot. Oh, no, that was that was on here, wasn't it? Let's see how this goes. It's not USDT. Ethereum, isn't it? It was this one, I think. Okay, range. We kept that. You know what? We really respected this. This is really good. We respected our bear flag. But again, you know, this was a directional indication. We didn't actually come down all the way to the lower end, which I thought we could have done because we did have the support point, which we bounced off. So really nice we respected this. I'm disappointed we didn't come that far down. But, you know, this, I mean, again, these lines, whenever a chart starts and you have this line, this scenario, when you bounce and you absolutely surge it, these lines are always really important. This 1660 is always really important. I should have realized that when I was doing the charts. That's my fault. But anyway, you know, can't dwell on the past. So we did this pretty well. Obviously, we didn't come as far down. But how far did we come down? 42%. I mean, still crazy. Obviously, you know, if you had a stop loss, I mean, how much would you have right now? If you didn't get out, 26%. Yeah, there's missed profits, but I mean, it depends. But yeah, pretty decent anyway. So now it's time to look at where we're going to go to. So maybe a support point here. Okay, this might be good. We might have ourselves a little bit of one of those expand triangles. I believe expand triangle has to come from a low point though. However, we are hovering within this order block, so it might have difficulty getting back above 2253. But if the market in general is moving up, this is okay, 89.8. This is on the higher end of the low, so it's not like it's 150. Okay, obviously, if you watch Mike and he's talked about it, you know, $150 million market cap and onwards is when things get important. And as market cap gets higher, it follows the market in general more, you know, easier and more accurately because things can't be swayed easier. So, you know, I do want to, you know, keep that in mind. Again, lower cap coins always do you know, bear your risks with yourselves. Always pay attention. Interestingly, though, as I've already explained, this is brilliant, isn't it? As I explained in that other chart, when I looked at this, I don't know if, obviously, I think you guys hear, when we do these bounces and we do this, we do move in that other direction. We did this with this. This is a case in point. We did our bear flag. We fell out. We came to here. You know what? There's still potential. You know what? I still believe there's potential to come down even lower. Because this is the bounce. This is the bounce. We've come below our order block. We might bounce off 2259. We could come down again. But that is really, really drastically different from the market. However, the market hasn't been going up since 18th of June and 19th. So this is still technically doing its own thing. Kinda. So you see in every other chart, obviously we've been going down since whenever, but this has been doing its thing. So it does seem like to me, Margo is still doing its own thing, kinda. So I think there's still potential, even though the market in the next hours and days is going to be going up completely. I think there's still potential. I mean, to be fair, coming out of altcoins and meme coins into regular coins as we buy, as the market goes up, that does make sense. So, you know, obviously you see when there's big sell-offs, it normally goes back into you know, meme coins and altcoins to make some more profit. If the markets are dumping, you know, some people, and I suggested this even, obviously not financial advice, it's a suggestion of what I might do if I was in your scenario. Sell some Bitcoin as it's going down, trade some altcoins or whatever you want to do, lower cap coins to try and make some more profit, or do something else, and then put it back into Bitcoin as it's lower. Same scenario here. If the market, this is a lower cap coin, this is a good example of a kind of a meme coin. Oh, this is a meme coin. If the market is pumping, you know, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, if everyone's going to be going upwards crazy, obviously a lot of that allocation will be coming from stablecoins, whatever, coming from USDC, whatever, buying into Bitcoin, whatever the big coins are. I keep on saying the same word over and over again, but there's going to be a decent allocation of this coming from meme coins, getting out from a good high. So I think there's still potential for it to come down, especially with meme coins. I think in general, there's good opportunity for us to come down into our low area. So I might not suggest okay, where would this suggest actually? That's not going to happen. If we come from where we are, I think 5. Okay, let me do this. Oh, so this is not financial advice, by the way. It's really not financial advice. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong right now. Not financial advice. I'd be completely conservative on this regard. I'd do maybe like 0.009, and I'd probably put the stop loss. I might just puffed on the mic then. Probably put the stop loss. There's an order block here. Okay, let me delete some of this. These order blocks. I've already done this. I'll try and clean it up a bit. Although it's messy, there is a bit of an order block here, which also coincides with this line. You can see bounce, bounce, bounce there, bouncing off the midpoint exactly there. Really perfect. I'll look at Tron. Don't worry. So what I would suggest is probably selling above these. There's actually 2 order blocks. There's one here from the midpoint. You can see here. It really, this is perfect. Really dense here. If it goes above this area, again, I know 26% is high. Sorry, I need to always preface not financial advice, just in case. Obviously, if I had 400 bazillion people watching me, and I didn't say it every time I looked at the TA, I'd probably get arrested. But anyway, so yeah, I'd probably definitely try to look at putting my stop loss tightly above here. Maybe, I know 23% is a crazy amount, but for what you're potentially getting, it's crazy. But again, this is not financial. Keep saying it. This might not happen. Bear the risks. You know, I'm just looking at what might happen. We're doing our bounce. What it seems like to me, we're doing our bounce, having a bit of a retractment, possibly bouncing off 2265, potentially 2355 as a high, but we could be in our downtrend. As you can see, really nicely coming down now. You can see bounce, bounce. We're now kind of in a lower low thing going on here. We don't really have anything on the higher end. But anyway, we're kind of coming down. But this might take a while. This is on the 4 hour, so if we were to follow this line crazily perfect, probably bring us towards 20th of June. So I don't know. I don't know. Hey, no financial advice, whatever. You might want to do this. You might not want to do this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, can you short on these? There's probably a short on these decentralized exchanges anyway. So there's probably a short somewhere you can do. If not, just sell if you have it, and then buy back or whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's what I think. Especially seeing as though it does correlate between higher cap coins and more general traditional coins pumping. Meme coins and whatnot are going to be retracting a bit, I reckon, and probably coming down as money needs to be coming from somewhere. A decent allocation it will probably be from stable coins and other coins, but there's going to be an allocation from meme coins anyway, so I think there will be a sell-off. But I'm going to do one more chart. Tron. I will look at Tron, and then I'll do my outro, because we have looked at a decent amount of coins today. Where is my... Fine, whatever. There it is. I don't know why it doesn't appear immediately. Okay, what's going on? So, bounce. Alright, whatever. I'll need to do... That's an audible, okay. Interesting, like Tron's actually been coming up. Again, though, it is also lining up with what the market's been doing. Well, not market's been doing, but other coins have been doing, where it's like, oh, look, we've got a bear flag. We should be coming down now. We should be coming down towards, 10, 3, 8, 3, whatever this is. I want to go back to the list there really quick, actually. See? We're bouncing off this. I thought we'd have difficulty here. We had our big... Okay, I think we could actually come back down and then bounce. Obviously, if you go back to here, we could have our, boom, boom. Hopefully a boom, boom, boom. Something like this. And then once we bounce off twice here, we'd form our trend line. And then that's how steep and how long it's going to take. Anyway, let me go back to this. So, we do have this bear flag. As a technical, we should come down this here. But as what the market should be doing. Interestingly, though, it's really just not respecting what the market's doing. You see on the daily, every single other coin on the daily was like this. But now it's actually not. It's actually on the opposite end of things, which is interesting. So, let me actually draw this properly. Let me draw this a bit better. Okay, so boom, boom, okay, good bounce. Probably coming back up. But again, over a certain period of time, we should be coming up. But again, it's really like the opposite of the entire market, which is interesting to me. But again, I mean... Oh, we've got I didn't even see this. This is okay, this is a perfect order block. This is like... That is like biblical levels of order block right here. This is like perfect. Like if you've ever seen an order block as perfect, it would be this. This is something else. Like, this is so perfect, we haven't even come to the midpoint because of how tightly we were bouncing off this. Obviously, we wick down, but you can see over here we're bouncing. Like, this is, like, we're really boom, boom, bouncing, really respecting this. So, again, directional, positional, difficulty, probably at 11.480. This isn't like a meme coin thing, so this generally should really move how the market moves. So I reckon we come up still. I reckon we're still in this range, and we come up still. Probably a bit slower than other coins. Obviously, we've seemingly had difficulty at this line roughly in this area. You know, see bouncing off here, kind of bouncing this area, bouncing off it, bouncing off it. So maybe breaking above it, maybe something like this. You know, we're going to have our thing, and then whenever this happens, you know, Sunday, Friday time, breaking up, bouncing, as I think everything does, maybe bouncing off this as well, coming up to here. Something like that can happen, potentially. That is really not wishful thinking per se, but, you know, that's pretty, you know, out there. Probably putting the stop loss just a bit below this order block, because this order block's really, really, really good. So probably just a bit below this wick, about 3.45%. Probably a 8% potential, maybe bring that down a bit if you want to, at 654. As you can see, there is this move down, bounce, and then move down. Crazy. So this would be a really good area, probably of support or resistance as well. So I probably would put it a bit lower, maybe at 6%. Maybe 1240. 1240 could be decent. But again, it's not really looking how the market should be looking. But I mean, hey, I don't know. What am I to say? It could be an outlier. I mean, it could go down. To be fair, it could go down. But we are in the bullish trend anyway. But again, it is a bear flag. There's a lot of conflictingness going on with Tron, so it's a bit difficult to say. But if the market's moving up and it kind of surges above 1180, this kind of area, and we bounce, it'll be respecting a new support point, really big support point. You can see above, below, above, really, you know, a really good flip area. You know, we really flip this area decently. I mean, I'm just having a little look now. But yeah, I mean, again, this order block's really good. This has got probably going to be a really good a resistance point. You can see, you know, it's like, okay, we came down from this order block really strong. And then you see, you know, we came up, we bounced off this specific price point, and then we absolutely dumped for a couple of days. So I think this price point is going to be an important price point. As you can see, if we shimmy it back as well, you know, you can see we're a couple fractions of a penny off it anyway, bouncing off it, boom, 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 boom. Anyway, so I could probably put this as a rectangle anyway. Probably a bit stronger if I did that anyway. So this kind of area, you see, bounce off it, bounce off it, bounce off the midpoint there, bounce off it there, flipped it, absolutely dumped. So this area is going to be really strong, so I'd be careful of it. What's the all-time high? About 18. Pretty much 18 exactly, actually. That's the all-time high. So, you know, a decent way off it. But, yeah, 18 pennies. I want to go back to this, though. Okay, what's going on? Let's have a little look. So, what are we doing? Let me refresh it. So, it looks like we're doing our bounce off of this top point of about 69 cents. Very nice. I think we do have our bounce and then come back upwards. Obviously, this, you know, hopefully this happens. But again, I mean, to be fair, this is a... What is this, actually? Is this... The market cap's really tiny as well. Again, I always have to preface as well with... Oh, no. No, it's not. No, I misread that. I had my mouse over the dot. This is good. No, this is actually good. Yeah, no, I think this happens. Misread the market cap then. Yeah, I mean, I think Tron, goes up, even though it's kind of conflicting, unlike other charts in what we've looked at today. Pretty much everything's done a pretty obvious, or suggesting a pretty obvious move up in the next coming hours and days. Tron, not so much. It's kind of conflicting in some of its data, especially with MarketCypher. But regardless, I do still think it goes up. Regardless, I also think List is going to go up, but I think we have our little retractment towards 66, 67, 66 and a half, and then come upwards, hopefully bouncing off of the 70 cents mark, probably bouncing off of 71, you know, doing this movement basically. Or I could be wrong, we could continue to go upwards, and then yeah, just go up 20%. So anyway, I think that is it. I have gone over a bit on the stream. I wanted to see if we were going to break out of this, which it looks like we're doing now. As you can see, we're really doing this. So for the guy who said Lister, you know, if you're thinking of longing or shorting or however, or buying even, you know, now I would suggest to be a good time, not financial advice, like I always say though. But yeah, like I said, I think this is the end of the stream for me, because we've streamed for quite a good time. I don't really feel tired. I mean, it's good because I might make the streams longer because I do it in about 9 my time, and you know, people come on. It's a good amount of viewership. It's good. People seem like it's seems like it's a good time for quite a few people. And then it got to 10 o'clock, and then there was more people joining. So I think maybe streaming an hour and a half. Obviously, it depends on how many people suggest coins and how many people there are, but you know, an hour and a half might be a good, additional amount of time to stream. But I'm pretty confident in a lot of what we've done today. Perfect time, that's good. I'm glad, yeah, because I was, like I said, earlier in the stream, I was doing it at like 4 or 5, and like, some people were coming on, but it wasn't as good as 9. And we did a poll on our Telegram, and then people were basically saying 6 till 9 area. So obviously, if it's wanted, then we'll do it. But if more people come on and more people suggest coins, I might push more time into it, maybe an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, to do more coins. But yeah, I'm pretty confident in mostly what we've talked about today. I don't really think I have a singular TA I haven't, or I don't think I have a chart I've done today which I'm not too confident in. And again, the market was quite easy to read today, which I'm thankful for. Sometimes we're in like an accumulation phase, we're kind of crabbing. My only suggestion then would be, oh yeah, buy the trend. If we're at the low point, buy up, or buy if you're on the top, sell. I don't like those markets. They're normally quite difficult to analyze because you could break out at any moment. But I think today we're at the end of the accumulation. I think a lot of coins are really bursting and ready. So it's quite easy to read. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys enjoyed as well. I'm still trying to really fine tune the audio. I remember watching back on the last stream. I was like puffing into the mic and it was like blowing it up. So hopefully it was good today. I think the audio's pretty good. Thank you all for the suggestions as well. I do appreciate it, and thank you for being here and the support and the nice comments as well. I do want to see that as well. There's been some nice comments and some nice talks as well. So I really do appreciate that. It does mean a lot to be able to talk to you guys. And again, I will preface as well, all links in the description if I've ever referenced to them. The place which starts with Bing and ends with X. I didn't say that thing or anything. Obviously, don't kill me by this, please. That I think is possibly in the description. I don't know. Obviously, depending where you are. Obviously, if you're on the red place, you'll probably have it in the description. If not, I will send it. Again, there's also other links in the description of importance, especially the Telegram. If you're not in Telegram, get in Telegram. Get into Telegram. The links of the indicators are in the chat of where, depending where you are. If you ask for it, I'll probably send it in the Telegram as well. I don't know if I have it in the Telegram. If you want any of the charts, of course, today, or the kind of the long positions, the stop loss, take profit, whatever the entry prices, or any updates on charts. If I've done a chart today, and you're really interested to see where it goes. Lister might be really interesting as well to see. Then, if you ask for it in the trading area of the Telegram, I will more than happily post it. And you can ask me questions outside the stream. You can DM me. You can DM Mike as well. Ask whatever you want. I'll more than likely, hopefully, answer it. Unless it's something I have no idea on, then I probably won't answer it. I won't be back on Saturday, actually. We're not streaming Saturday, but I am going to be recording my, hopefully, as much as I can of the Market Cypher B kind of tutorial teaching series. Hopefully record most of it Saturday, Sunday, probably record all of it and get it edited, most of it edited by the start of the next week, which is the 24th. So there should be some, if you're someone who has Market Cypher B and you really want to learn it, obviously I know some people ask me externally on Telegram and I've happily answered the questions, but it would be the one-stop shop for my personal way of using Market Cypher B. So if you've got it and you don't know how to use it, hold out another 4 days, 4 days, and there will be hopefully a decent amount of the tutorial posted on YouTube for you guys to watch. So thank you all so much for joining. I really do appreciate you. Many thanks. Thank you. I thank you all for the thanks. I really do appreciate it. I will see you, apart from uploading on Monday, I probably will stream on Monday just to give an update on what's gone on in the week. If something really big happens, I might do a stream on Friday or Saturday. I might do a solo stream on Saturday as well, actually. I think in general, I want to stream just before we do something or if something important happens. So if, for example, if tomorrow, I said example twice. I keep on saying the same thing twice. I'm tired. It's been a long stream. If we do pump on Friday or we pump on Saturday, I will stream then to give an update on where we're going. But other than, I'll just stream on Monday if not. Which is 5k? Are we moving? Oh no, we haven't moved. I will bring up the Bitcoin chart though as our outro, just to see what's going on. God, I need to sort this chart out. It's absolutely hideous. Yeah, we're still below here. But I guess we'll see where it goes. So thank you all so much for joining. I'll see you in the video on Monday. Might see you either tomorrow or Saturday if we do pump within the next coming days. If not, I'll stream Monday regardless. And then yeah, I guess so. Or if not, if you join the Telegram, I'll be in the Telegram anyway. If you've got any questions or you want to talk, I'm always there. Or not always there, but you know what I mean. Thank you. I'm just going to quit this. Goodbye.
Come on, Fitzy.